Hello, wonderful one. Welcome to the first activity in the course, Motivating the Most Unmotivated Students. Now, this first activity is about excitement. How do I get my students excited for my class? Plato wrote it this way, wonderful one. He wrote, before we can move the world, we must first move ourselves. You got it. So I'm saying to you, as we begin this activity, if you really want to see your most unmotivated students motivated, then they need to see you motivated yourself. A lot of students think, well, why should I be motivated? That teacher doesn't care. My teacher's not motivated. So I want them to see you excited. So the purpose of this activity, very simple, wonderful one. This activity is intended to let the students see you excited so they know you want them excited too. All right, my friends, I want you to try this immediately. I want you to pick one part of the next lesson that you are going to teach. Doesn't matter what it is. Pick one part about that. Now, when you come to that part, I want you to become very excited about it. For instance, if you are an earth science teacher like I was, and the object that you've chosen to be excited about is a deep sea trench, when you get to that part, oh my goodness, about the deep sea trench, I want you, as you say the words, to put emphasis on that item every single time. I want you to break out in a big smile when you talk about a deep sea trench. So you're going to have 5 to 10 minutes where as you are explaining this item, it could be a quadrilateral. As you are explaining this item, I want you to put your body into it. Oh, you have a whole body to teach with. Use it, my friend. So for 5 to 10 minutes, I want you to talk about this thing as if it is the most enjoyable, exciting thing you have ever heard of. I want you to just stop sometimes and just look them in their eyes and just smile about it. Sometimes just grab your heart. Just grab your heart as you talk about it. Wow. And before you leave that item after discussing it, explaining it for about 5 to 10 minutes, I want you to just look around the room and just say now, what did I just ask you? What did I just say? As you do little parts of it, just stop and say, what did I say caused the trench to form in the first place? And let the child tell you that it was the drifting apart of the plates. You see how I did that? It was the drifting apart of the plates. So that child will say that back to you that same way and put special emphasis on that. See, make it relevant to them, but also make it exciting. I want you to use a little humor. I want you to use jokes as appropriate, but make them participate because you are participating. My gosh, you are modeling the excitement you want to see. Wow. Buddha wrote, be that which you expect of others. So my gosh almighty, let them see what you expect. Now here's the thing. I want you to try it first for only 5 to 10 minutes, especially if you're not normally this excited and loquacious as I am being right now, because I don't want the students to think that you're being fake with it. So 5 to 10 minutes is what I want you to do at first. Now, the thing is this. I want you to watch their reaction as you're doing this. And my friend, there are 3 simple questions that I want you to ask yourself as they are working on something else. Number 1, did Moore seem to pay attention? Number 2, did Moore seem involved or engaged? And number 3, did they seem to like the little section when you were so on fire? And so here's the thing. If that went well, I want you to do it again for 5 to 10 minutes with another item within the same class. And ask yourself those same 3 questions. Now, if it went well also, then the next day, instead of 5 to 10 minutes, I want you to do it 10 to 15 minutes. And try it twice in the same hour if you're elementary, same period if you're high school or middle school. Now, your ultimate goal, my friend, is to have up to 50 to 75% of your class where you are on fire, so to speak, and you have them on fire. Because I'm going to tell you something. Here's what's going to happen. When you start talking about the deep sea trench, when they answer, guess what they're going to call it? They're going to call it the deep sea trench. You're going to see them shaking and moving. And that's what you want. Because when people get to shaking and moving in your class, everybody's going to be more alert. And they're going to retain more information, which is what you are after anyway. So your ultimate goal is to get up to 75% or so of your time in the class with those things going on. Now, you don't want to lecture that long, but you want to, when you add up all the time together, for it to be approximately that amount of time. Now, remember what I said, that you have to identify in advance what it is that you're going to do this about, unless you come to something that you normally like a lot. All right. Now, so what if it did not go that well? Well, if you look at the 3 questions and those answers are negative, I want you to ask yourself, why do you think you didn't get the response that I have mentioned to you? What could you have done a little differently that could make it work better the next time? But I want you to try it again the same day. Maybe not the same hour, but try it again the same day. If you're high school or middle school, try it with the next class that comes in. Don't go away from it. You must try it multiple times in the same day for it to work. Now, one of the things that I want to say to you is this. As you're going through this thing on excitement, what you may consider doing is sitting in on someone else's class that has a reputation for being extremely excited in the classroom. And you also may want to consider looking online and finding examples of classrooms that are supposed to be excited, and see what little things that you can add. I am always, my friend, and I'm a full-time presenter, I am always looking for new things to add to my repertoire. Remember this about excitement. Enthusiasm is contagious. Ralph Waldo Emerson wrote in his essay entitled Self-Reliance, nothing of consequence was ever accomplished without some enthusiasm. So Winston Churchill wrote it this way, you never give up, period, never, period, you never give up. So I want you to be excited. I want you to have fun. I want you to reap the rewards of this exciting activity, and keep this coming back to this activity during the week from time to time. Pick things up. Now, our next video on excitement will be coming up soon, but before we move forward, I want to stop and do a brief review of what I covered on excitement. All right, wonderful ones. Now, let's summarize this lesson on how to excite your students. Number 1, if you want your students excited, they need to see you excited also. Number 2, the purpose of this activity is to allow you to actually model the excitement you want to see in your students. Number 3, I asked you to pick one item from your next lesson. Number 4, present that item with excitement, with vigor, with vim for 5 to 10 minutes. Number 5, during that lesson, actually ask them questions. Ask students to repeat something you've said during this excited and exciting lesson. Call on them randomly. Make them participate. Number 6, answer these 3 questions when the lesson is over to reflect upon the activity. A, did it seem like to you that more students paid attention? B, did more students seem to be involved? And C, did they seem to like what you did? Number 7, if it went well Extend the amount of time by 5 to 10 to 15 minutes even the next time you try this in the next time block. Number 8, the ultimate goal of this activity is to model this excitement as much as humanly possible. Extend the class, in other words. Number 9, if it did not go well, why not? What can you do differently? But I want you to try it again in the next hour. I want you to try it again the next day. Another thing you can do is to, number 10, observe others model excitement in their classroom. You never quit. Enthusiasm is contagious. You are absolutely wonderful.